Are you an indie author struggling to write and finish your book? If so, I'm going to cover the topic of time blocking, the secret you need to write better and faster. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Andrea, the word engineer, a former engineer turned freelance book editor, and now aspiring author living in Mexico. I am in the process of writing my very first book, and I will be implementing the method of time blocking to help me finish it. So, if you're not familiar with the topic of time blocking, I was actually just first introduced into this theory recently. I attended the Women in Publishing Summit. This is my second time attending this summit. Just a virtual summit, strictly online, but it was so powerful and so informative. And the community of women who are involved in this summit are really inspirational, and I just love the summit so much. And there was one particular session that really stood out to me the most. And the presenter goes by the name of Stacy Ennis. And the title of her webinar was called How to Quadruple Your Writing Productivity and Get into Flow Faster, which is exactly what I need because one, I've been struggling to get into a consistent schedule in writing my book. And it's kind of difficult to get into a flow state when there's so many distractions happening and so much outside noise that takes place just in your day-to-day life. So I'm going to be implementing this technique, and we're going to go over some of the benefits of time blocking, how you can use it in your schedule, in your life, to help you finish writing your book. So in the presentation, Stacy talked about how many of her best-selling authors that she's worked with, they couldn't find the time to write their books, whether it was because of their busy schedules, their life responsibilities, or just number of distractions that we have in our day-to-day lives. Or when her clients were able to find the time to sit down to write their book, they couldn't always get into a state of flow. So, what exactly is flow? In the session, she quoted an article that was published in the journal Frontiers. So, I have the article pulled up here. We're not going to go through the whole entire article, but I do just want to read the definition of flow that she also shared in the actual session. Flow is a state of full task engagement that is accompanied with low levels of self-referential thinking. So, what exactly is self-referential thinking? Just a quick Google search. I have the definition pulled up. What actually is self-referential thinking? So, it involves relating information, often from the external world, to the self, encompassing activities like reflecting on oneself, memories, and aspirations, and can also include mental stimulations of life events. Some of the activities includes mind wandering, daydreaming, reminiscing, thinking about one's feelings, character, memories, and aspirations. In other words, flow is essentially what happens when you're deeply focused on one task and all the mental noise, your self-doubt, your daydreaming, your distractions, all of your mental capacity essentially just fades away into the background. To help you reach your flow state, Stacy talked about the idea of discretionary time, which is focused time in your day where you give your full attention to just one specific thing. So that means no checking emails, no scrolling through your social media, no multitasking, just complete deep focus on your creative work, i.e., writing your book. So, for example, with time blocking, say for example you want to work on your book 5 hours a week, right? So, however you want to do it, you're gonna work on your book 5 hours once a week. So, for some people, you may have to work Monday through Friday, right? So you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna work on my book on Saturday, and I'm gonna schedule my time from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock." And that's going to be my 5 hours of focused time to work on my book, right? So how would you use time blocking as an indie author? So time blocking is a simple scheduling method where you assign a specific task. For example, writing your book to a dedicated time slot in your calendar. So instead of being like, oh, I'll write my book when I have time or when I feel like it, you create the time. You make the time to do this task of writing your book, just like you would when you're scheduling a meeting or if you have a client call. For example, instead of trying to write 5 hours straight on a Saturday, time blocking encourages you to write for 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. So you're putting in the same amount of effort, but the difference is you're showing up more consistently Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, which adds less pressure for you in your task of completing your book. And this consistency of writing every day or writing Monday through Friday is what helps you build the habit of your writing goal. And the more often you show up, the easier it gets for your brain to drop into that flow state. So it's way more easier to get into a flow when you have a scheduled time Monday through Friday of specific time of writing your book, because your brain starts to recognize that this time block is your writing mode. So this is where your flow state starts. And that daily rhythm helps reduce resistance, it builds momentum, and it keeps your book moving forward 1 hour at a time. So the concept of time blocking is to focus on a specific task at the same time of day, multiple days a week, before you take in any outside input or noise like emails, social media, or the news. When you do that regularly, you begin to form the habit of showing up for that task. And over time, it becomes second nature. And that's the key. Once it becomes part of your rhythm, it becomes easier to get into a flow faster, to stay consistent, and ultimately to reach your writing goals more efficiently. So, how does time blocking actually help authors? For one, it removes decision fatigue. You don't have to ask yourself every day, when will I write today? Because you already know when you're going to write. It's on your calendar. You're developing this habit and you're going to write Monday through Friday, 1 hour a day, or however many hours you decide. Second, it protects your deep work hours. This is the golden time of the day when your brain is the freshest and most capable of entering a flow state. For most people in the morning, that's the best time of the day. That's when your brain is the freshest, but everyone's different. So figure out what time of the day is when your brain is at its peak, is when it's the freshest. And that would be your time when you want to focus deeply on writing your book. And third, it helps form the writing habit. So over time, writing feels less like a fight and more like a natural rhythm. This is especially helpful if you're juggling with other client work like I am. I have editing clients that I have to work with day to day. So I need a specific time where I can just solely focus on writing my book that doesn't take away from my attention from my clients. So now that we've went over what time blocking is and how it's beneficial to you as an author, we're going to go through my Google Calendar and we're going to create my time blocking schedule. So I'm going to pull up my Google Calendar and we're going to get right into it. All right, so I have my Google Calendar pulled up. As you can see, I already have some things on my schedule already. And we're just going to focus on Monday through Friday. So, and I have my notes here in front of me. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at the notes that I need to put inside of the calendar. So, let's see, more options. So I think I want to start my morning routine at 6:30. So for my morning routine, I'm going to walk in the morning, have my protein shake, and prepare for the day. Let's go to 8. So hour and a half. Let's see, save. And then I can Okay, let's see. So I want to repeat this daily. So I'll save that. So yeah, now it shows up every single day. All right. And so next, let's see more options. I like to meditate. I like to meditate in the morning as well, and or journal. So we're gonna put meditate. If I can spell journal, uh, read or read or read, and set in my intentions for the day. I'm gonna put that at 8 to 9. And you want to repeat this daily and save. Yeah, you can change the colors here. So let's do orange. Okay, let's see more options. So at 9 o'clock is when I'll start my focused time. This will consist of writing my book. Let's repeat this daily, and I think I want to make this green. 10 to 11:30. So this will be another session for focus time, either editing work or writing book, which repeats daily. This was also green. Let's do yellow. I think I want to change this. Let's change this to 7:30. Save. Did I not change all of them? Okay. If you want to change the time, you can just raise it up a bit. All events. So there we go. And then let's move this up. 7:30 to 8:30. Let's move this up as well. All events. Okay. 9:30. Let's move this up. Okay, yeah. So I have my morning routine from 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning, which consists of a walk, protein shake, and just general preparation for the day. From 7:30 to 8:30, I plan to meditate, journal, read, and set my intentions for the day. And then at 8:30, this is when I will start my focused, specific time blocking schedule that I will protect at all costs and won't let anyone interrupt me. And this will start at 8:30 to 9:30. So this is the time that I will be focused on specifically writing my book and doing nothing else with my time or day. And then from 9:30 to 11, if I have any editing projects, that's when I'll focus my time doing that. Or I will do some more writing in my book. So that's what we have so far. Let's see. Should we schedule lunch for around 11? Let's see. No, let's do check emails. Any more options? Let's see. Check emails. and post social media content. 11 to 12. Save. Okay. I want to put this as every daily. Save. Okay. Let's make this a different color. Let's do blue. So on Thursdays, I have a co-working session with a few other ladies. So I'm going to move Thursday for checking emails and social media content posting for after the co-working session. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, let's do lunch. Repeat daily. Let's say lunch. Lunch and movement. So another important thing that Stacy mentioned in her session was incorporating with time blocking, having active movement sessions. So this could be like going for a walk, doing yoga, stretching, etc. So that's what we'll save there, and hit save. And then save. And from 1 to 2, I think I'll do another focus session. So I'm just referencing the sample calendar that Stacy included in her session, just to give me an idea of how to do my schedule. So yeah, I can do another focus block, focus time. So this would either be editing, like writing, but let's do 1 to 3. And daily, what color was this? Was it blue? Say, no, it was yellow. Yellow, let's yellow, say all events. Let's make this yellow too. Shape all events. Okay. And what do we want to do here? So let's leave this time open for meetings, checking email, replying to any social media posts, comments, more options. What is this? Blue? Okay, blue. Okay. Let's repeat to daily. Okay. I don't know. I don't like this orange. I don't like the orange. Okay. Should we do purple? Let me see what that's looking like. Okay, yeah, that looks better. I think that looks a little better. So we have, yeah, morning routine, meditation, focus time, checking emails, lunch and movement, focus time, meetings. Okay, you know what I need to include? Uh, Spanish. I need to include time to study Spanish because I haven't been doing that. So let's go from 4 to 5, study Spanish. Let's do daily. Let's do orange. Let's do, okay. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, okay, okay. I like to track my expenses. So I keep track of all of I save all my receipts and I keep track of all of my expenses. So, let's see here. I do want to repeat annually, monthly on the last Monday. Custom. Let's just do once a month, repeat once a month. Okay, let's save, track my expenses, smooth this over here. Need to do it on, so let's move this to Sunday at 9. Okay, let's do it on Sunday and let's repeat monthly on the last Sunday. Save. Let's save. Okay, so I have my schedule. So morning routine from 6:30 to 7:30, walk, protein shake, and prepare for the day. Then from 7:30 to 8:30, meditate, journal, or read and set my intentions for the day. From 8:30 to 9:30 is when I have my focus time block where I'm not doing anything except for writing my book. At 9:30 to 11, it'll be another focus time block where I'll either be doing editing a client's book or writing in my book. And after that, I'll be checking my emails and post from social media and post any social media content that I need to post. From 12 to 1 is when I have my lunch and doing some type of movement. That's either going for another walk or doing some type of yoga or stretching or maybe just marching in place. But I also have, I think twice a month, I do meet with a few ladies to do a writing group at this time. So that'll just be like every other Tuesday, I think. Yeah, every other Tuesday for this writing group. And then, but for most of the days, apart from Tuesday, I'll have another focus time from 1 to 3. And this will be either editing client work or writing in my book. And then from 3 to 4, if I need to schedule any meetings, this will be the time where I schedule meetings, where I check any emails, reply to any social media comments that I may or may not have gotten. And then from 4 to 5 is when I need to study my Spanish because I am not fluent yet and we're trying to get there. And then also on Tuesdays, we meet once a week. Once a week, I have another writing group that I'm a part of. And yeah, we meet once a week on Tuesdays from 5 to 6. So yeah, this is my time blocking schedule that I have just created. And I won't start until Monday of next week. I just kind of wanted to get an idea of what this will look like. And to create it, if you've done any time blocking if you've ever done time blocking in your routine, in your day-to-day routine, definitely drop it in the comments and let me know your thoughts. So yeah, so that's my time blocking schedule that I just created. I plan to start this schedule next Monday, as you saw from my Google Calendar. But I may do, what's today? Today's a Tuesday. Today's a Tuesday, so I may start a few days this week just trying to practice the schedule, just to kind of get in the habit of doing it, to see how my body acclimates to waking up consistently at 6:30 in the morning and going on my walks. And yeah, so we'll see how this goes, and I'll adjust my schedule as needed and be flexible. If I need to schedule a meeting or something like that, I will try to be a little flexible, but I do want to stick to my focus time, my writing focus time between 8:30 and 9:30, I believe. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on time blocking. Is this a technique you would use for your writing schedule to write consistently more every day, as opposed to just writing for 5 or 6 hours on a Saturday, for example? Let me know your thoughts. I'm excited to try this time blocking schedule, and I will keep you guys up to date on my progress on writing my book. It's going to be a nonfiction book. I'm really excited about it, and I'll share more about it as I make more progress on it. So let me know your thoughts on time blocking. Let me know your thoughts on my schedule. Drop it in the comments. Do you think my schedule is attainable? Is it a good schedule? Is it not a good schedule? I'm going to be testing it out next week. Um, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys up to date on how my time blocking goes, on how the progress goes with me writing my book and getting into that flow state. So make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on time blocking, and I'll see you in the next one.